Hello and welcome to what will hopefully be a nice long series. Learned a lot of mistakes from my last Let's Play, but this is the Let's Play of Star Wars The Old Republic. It will be a Jedi Knight from level 1 to 60, and then in October when the expansion comes out, do the extended story that they're hoping and planning. But when you first kick up this game, after you get the brief introduction, I believe it's the return video. I'm not going to show it. I don't want to get in trouble. After you do that, go through that, you then get a server selection, which I won't be able to show you. You got, and in the old days, there used to be loads and loads of these bloody servers. There's far too many for what BioWare thought would actually be a success. At one point, well, my old server, I was the only person on the entire Republic fleet. Ended up racing myself. That's how boring it was. But now everyone's joined together. There's 3 servers. You've got PvE, which is player versus environment, PvP, which is player versus player, and roleplay, where everyone pretends they are actually a real life Jedi Knight. But anyway, after you kick it up, and you've gone through the return thing, which introduces you to few characters which you never see again. You gets to select your allegiance. Now, of course, people who know Star Wars will know that this is the Galactic Republic. This is, of course, set about 3,500 years before Episode 4. So this is before the fall of the Republic. And yet they did actually state it is before the fall of the Republic. They don't actually mention the games, they don't mention the prequels, which I won't mention either. So you got them, and this is the Sith Empire. They are the survivors of the Great Hyperspace War. 1,000 years after that, they return. Not too pleased about being kicked out, their arse being kicked, but we are going to be a Jedi Knight, so we're required to be the Republic. Now these are the 4 classes. This is Jedi Knight, your basic DPS and tank. Not much else can really be said there. So the leaders and warriors of the heroes and champions of the Jedi Knights have stood for the forefront of every battle. And they master the lightsaber arts, kicking, jumping and flashing. Through the air and using the force to clear their way in front of them. I don't know whether to show you the rest of these, but you've got the Consular, which is the healer and also a DPS. Yes, it's a new race. Smugglers, there again, they're healers and DPSs as well. And healer and tank and DPS, the trooper, the all-round class, and also probably the most boring. Good class, fun story. Not briefly touched it. That'll be the next one after a Sith warrior. The Sith Empire is basically the same. As you got here, it's a Sith warrior. This is a Sith Inquisitor, which is probably the most darkest, evilest character in the game. And then you got Bounty Hunter, which is the person that walks the thin line. Sorry, no, that's Bounty Hunter, and that's an Imperial agent. But for the purposes, we are going to be a Jedi Knight. So it's just a brief touch here. The equipment, we know what Jedi already has. Basically, what lightsaber. The abilities. I'll go into the two different trees, the advanced classes. The Jedi Guardian is the tank, and also a DPS. I won't be using this because it's boring. Meaning a tank, but that's not the DPS version is much more fun to play. This is the pure DPS, which utilizes 2 lightsabers. Go down, there you go. You can use 2 lightsabers. Challenging Sith Lords, battle with Sith Lords, yeah, lots of Sith Lords, and that's their story. There's symbol in the dark times, the Jedi Knight stands for the legacy of the Jedi, with more than 20,000 years protecting the Republic and keeping the peace across the galaxy. And the Jedi Knights have served as generals, guerrillas, fighters, and warriors for a generation. Their legendary combat prowess faces the greatest test during this age. Through years of discipline, training, meditation, Jedi Knight hones body and mind in perfect harmony, combining the foresight of the Force and unrivaled reflexes and practiced physical precision. The Knight turns to combat in an art form, gracefully executing acrobatic feats in tandem, elegant lightsaber tactics. Source of inspiration to allies and intimidation to adversaries, the Jedi Knight presence is welcomed in any confrontation. The Order's long history of fighting for justice has earned the trust of the countless friends and hate of immovable enemies. Few, though, are foolish enough to challenge the seasoned Jedi Knight unless they have skills or technology to even the odds. Facing the dark side, the Jedi dark counterparts score many victories during the war, expanding their empire and putting the Republic on the defensive. Since the Treaty of Coruscant, the Sith have consolidated their military might, even while the Jedi have withdrawn to Tython, a move that has looked at with suspicion by many in the Republic's politicians. Nevertheless, the war is far from over, and the Jedi Knight resolve remains firm, with unwavering allegiance to the Republic and light side of the Force, which I'm going to be. The Jedi Knight fights with valiant determination, wading through the thick of the battle to protect the freedom and democracy and hold fast against those who oppose it. No matter how dire the circumstances may become, the Jedi Knight trusts the Force and keeps a cool head. Knowledge of self and self-control are critical components of wise decisions, and mental clarity are an absolute necessity. Maintaining focus allows the Knight to rely on intuition, and right mind leads to the right action. For many, the Jedi Knight is a guardian of a precious dream, a dream of peace, a dream of justice, a dream of a brighter future. The fate of the galaxy depends upon the Knight's ability to keep this dream alive. Yeah, so that's Jedi Knight. And there's a Sith, which is quite funny. Didn't notice that, yeah. Purebloods. Right, so we'll go in and create the character. So these are all the species. You've got the overly adorably boring humans, the Muraluka. They are blind. If I can't remember the game, Dark Forces. I guess Dark Forces. Tython fights Sith Lord Riltek, I think his name is. He's a Muralukan. Twi'lek. Yeah, Twi'leks. Zabrak. These are the Lightside Zabraks. The other side of the family. You can see the red ones there. Miralan. Sneaky Chiss. Cyborg. Cathar. Would be a Cathar Jedi Knight. I won't do it because it won't be Togruta. There's the Pureblood Sith. There's the other Zabraks. And the Rakataki. It was funny running around with one of these. I did actually have a Sith Pureblood running around Tython. You get some odd looks. Now you got male or female.
May the Force be with you.
Not going to be a girl here. It's pretty basic, this character creation. It's as basic as you could probably get. Got the tiny. It's probably is what it's like. It's a tiny. It's like tiny body, massive head. Yeah, don't work. That's average size. You got the monster, which doesn't fit really. It's Togruta and fat. That's it. That's what you get. I'm going to be average size. I need to zoom back in for the head. From what I saw, basically these are the same heads, just they've merged on the additional bit. I like that character. I know your face. No. That one. Eye colour. And it's like very, very limited, really. The character creation is like eye colour. Jury. I'm gonna wear a jury, but then with a jury. Again, absolutely pointless. Face patterns. So they require this. Whoa. That one. So that's my head pattern. Oh, that's the way it affects the armour. Incidentally, you'd have to pay for this armour. It's a different colour to that. You never actually see this colour armour, which is disappointing. It's quite nice armour. Oh, change the face patterns there. That one. You know, a bit green. Match my head. Right, name. Now, my characters, I generally try to give them Klingon sounding names, mainly because no other person in the game probably has it, so. Right, if this works, then we'll get a last loading screen. If it doesn't, some arsehole's nicked it. I will be quiet during the Star Wars thing, because I'm going to have to mute that. I don't want to skip it, so I'll probably do some post-editing to remove the Star Wars theme. You can hum it along on the end, everyone knows it. So I'll leave it just for the story, and we'll have a see if we can use Jurek. And we can. Okay, so here we go, the Star Wars theme that will be muted. Then we get into the game. I'll be quiet now. So basically, the gist is that it's been 10 years since the Treaty of Coruscant, and the Jedi's have been forced off Coruscant after it got sacked by Darth Malgus, because the Republic blamed them for it, and they've retreated to their home on Tython, which was where the Order was founded in the expanded universe. And so that's basically what happened, the gist of that. And so now we'll get into the game. Don't know how, it just might be a bit long. But oh yeah, I'll get into the introduction of the character. That's a nice guy. Lovely CGI thing. That's the last time you see it. Great head clipping. By the way, for God's sake.
Welcome to Tython, Padawan. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you. Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
Now, anyone familiar with BioWare games, you know how the conversation wheel works. One, of course, is nice, happy, like is like the good response. This is the middle, neutral ground, and this is just being a complete smug git and evil. And you're about to hear David Hayter. Yep, Solid Snake.
It's easy to excel when you're trained by the best.
The Jedi Council will assign you a new master to oversee your final trials. You'll be tested in ways you can't imagine. But when you leave Tython, you'll know what it means to be a Jedi Knight. More importantly, you'll know yourself.
I'm eager to face these trials. Where do I start?
There's a speeder here that will take you to... Hang on. Getting an emergency signal. Flesh Raiders, armed with blasters? He must be mistaken.
Mistaken or not, that Padawan is under attack.
They've never come this close before. Flesh Raiders are a species of hostile natives. They're smart enough to use tools and violent beyond reason. I'm sending every able-bodied Jedi down to the Padawan training grounds right away. Especially you.
Just point the way. I'll handle the rest.
Take the speeder outside to the training grounds, push back the Flesh Raiders, and find out if they're really using advanced weapons. Go. I'll catch up with you after I alert the Jedi Council. May the Force be with you.
Yeah, so that's our introduction. So basically, we're thrown right into the midst of stuff. So I'm going to do some off-screen tweaking, getting some stuff to stop the 12 times XP boast, which I don't bloody want. And I'll be right back. And so that ends of part 1, and the rise of Jurek, the Jedi Knights.